Hi, I'm Marcus and this is Sam. We both play for the Western Bulldogs and today we're going to be tier ranking some pretty iconic AFL footy moments. Pretty big moment, I would have thought.
Absolutely.
Have a look at that.
Oh, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Something like that probably never happen again. You wouldn't think.
That's right. So you'd have to say that's pretty iconic.
Legendary?
Yeah. I think it's got to go legendary.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to start strong. Yeah. But we'll see where that stacks up. I don't think it's going to move though. It's pretty legendary.
100%.
Yeah.
Can't put a topo legendary.
I sort of think it's got to, like it was an important moment, great touch, but it probably
Gaz and Chaffee probably played their equal part.
I know. So does it? It's probably
memorable
or solid. We'll start with memorable, and then we'll just see if it hangs about. It's pretty clutch.
Yeah. Break Collingwood's hearts chance for generations to come.
Maybe it gets extra points because it was against the Pies.
True.
Maybe
it's
probably got to be an iconic territory, doesn't it?
Yeah, iconic pushy legendary. You reckon?
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's just keep our powder dry a little bit.
Yeah.
Just don't want to. Crowd was just waiting for that, I reckon. Just waiting for a moment to get around him. Emotional, obviously, but what do you think? Does it compare with something?
Probably be memorable, like one of the greats in his 300th last final game.
Yeah.
Kick a great snag like that.
Has he had more memorable moments though? Is it only because he's a superstar?
Yeah, he's definitely had, there's a few more of him you think coming. Memorable.
We'll put it in there.
He didn't fight to get the jersey back on.
No,
it was pretty comfortable in that situation. Was it?
He was happy with it. Fair enough, and as you probably should be. I like the variation. We're not just going for all goals here. This is something a little bit left to centre, but I mean, does it compare to some of the other things?
Yeah, it's probably in a different category.
Maybe solid.
Yeah,
maybe solid for now.
It's a funny moment.
Exactly. But it's not going to compare with Buddy's 300th goal. I don't think. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
You consider the build-up, eh?
Yeah. What he's been through with he's done 3 ACLs. The cancer is. Pretty inspiring. His resilience to memorable.
Yeah, definitely memorable at the very least.
I reckon he's taken better marks, but
I was
probably
just sort of thinking
the occasion. Winning Norm Smith.
True. The build-up. Poor Starcevic got the sun in his eyes.
Do we be more ruthless here and go solid?
I feel stiff, but it just by comparison, it probably is, and especially by his standards.
True.
It's like he's probably takes better hangers.
Absolutely,
So let's throw it in solid. It's harsh, but fortunately we've got so many to work with.
Not sure how this snuck in here.
Darcy from the boundary line with the big tongue out after. Probably should have centered it, but you never were going to. Were you? Look at this. Had a look. Polished and finished this and drilled it. So
the game was already sealed.
There's the old Duke. Have a look at him. Gee, get around him a touch.
Bench.
The bencher. I don't think any of these should end up on the bench, to be fair. I'd say solid for you, I reckon. I think you'll have better moments, so let's just leave some room for the future. This was pretty iconic, to say the least.
He kicked 3 or 4 in this quarter.
I don't know. He just ripped the game apart, Stewie, in this quarter. It's very iconic. Let's throw it in there.
Yes.
Poor Kale Hooker. Just hanging in there. Look, he tried. He gave it his
cruising.
Look, and he's forced into the boundary and then he's just drilled it. What do you reckon?
Iconic.
Yeah. He's already legendary. So we'll slip one in iconic. All right, let's throw that. But that was. Does it sit with the?
I don't know.
Dev Robertson, shirt off type of territory. Like it is pretty.
It's cool seeing how much it means to him. Yeah,
exactly.
We might bench that one for Richo.
Ruthless. Yeah. I think we've got to get a bit there.
You got to keep it together while you're on there.
Hang in there, mate. You got a job to do. Don't get.
Wait till the game's over.
Not about Richo.
Tom Boyd's 2016 Grady goal celebration with Toby on the back.
Yeah. I think we're going to be a bit biased here, mate.
Legendary.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it has to be.
He's the water boy down there, isn't he?
Yeah. He does a bit of everything, mate.
Yeah.
He's really important to that football club.
Yeah.
Maybe iconic. Maybe that shoots up there.
We'll throw it up there.
And get it in there, mate.
Yeah. Pretty nice gesture from Bevo.
It was. Bev saw the moment, took it. I'd have to say iconic. I think those moments you can't match. Like they're just clearly spur of the moment. Bevo just reacted on instinct, and Bob was incredible that year, having not played. That I think he deserved that, and so with the 2016 grand final, it's a pretty iconic little moment. Absolutely. Once again, we're biased because we're wearing the red, white and blue here, but that rates highly, I think. You do that all the time. That's why you're thinking that. You just take big marks like that. Context.
They lost the week after, so in the scheme of things, it didn't mean a whole heap.
So we're gonna. So it sounds like you're pitching towards solid or bench. Impressive, mate. Probably one of the best moments, for him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we are being really ruthless here.
Solid category?
I think solid. I think it is. I think Richo on the bench, he's looking a bit lonely. He wouldn't mind a friend, I reckon, at the minute. But that's pretty solid. Just regulation for him at times, wasn't it? Once again, he's probably unlucky in the sense that he did it so often.
Yeah, true. Because he's got so many of them, he's probably in the memorable.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Like, it's memorable, but it's memorable 30 times over because he did it that often. So we'll throw it in there. Oh, who's this young fella? Falling over, get up. Oh, geez, should have given the handball. This is a bit of Sam Darcy territory.
Throw it on the vert. Is that your first year?
That was my first season, yep. Can't you tell? Geez, I got,
That didn't win goal of the year, did it?
It didn't, no. Should have.
Were you going for goal?
It looks like I wasn't, but I think I was.
Solid.
Right. I appreciate that.
You've had better moments, I reckon. But
fair enough.
Yeah. Rui thought he had a tap in. Just never give up.
They were 2 goals up at that point, and that was a pretty pivotal moment.
Sliding doors, mate.
Yeah, Collingwood obviously feeling really good about themselves now. Mate, I actually reckon that's really up there. That's almost
absolutely
legendary, because I think we want something else, other than just kicks and goals. I think
moments like that get the team going. You see an inspirational.
I think that goes up there in the legendary category for now. There's a lot, which makes it hard because you've got to be a bit ruthless at times. So poor Richo.
I don't know if I'd change anything. Sheed's goal was for Zenny, I reckon.
You reckon? Straight up?
I reckon we could throw that up.
Yeah, let's do that then. Let's act on. All right, I think we're happy.
Beautiful.